Hi, this is Erica Glessing, and today on the show we've got a great interview for you. And I'm going to open with one of my happiness quotations. So today my happiness quotation is, seek and know your knowing. Seek and know your knowing. Happiness stems from inside and carries into your dreams coming true. So I was having a great conversation with one of my mentors today, and it was about this thing of like having things happen, having things show up. And it starts with dreaming, and so it is vital to look across the rainbows and look at the castles and look at the things that are outside of you. And then there's a pivot. When you look across the rainbow at distant castles, then you come back inside of yourself and you look at yourself and you say, what's a step I can take today? What's a step I can take today? What's a massive action I can create today? Okay, so that's your happiness quotation for the day. And you can find, I don't know, I think I've written about 800 of them at happinessquotations.com. So head over there. You can see the picture of the rainbow and the castle that I found. And I look forward to talking to you more about this topic. So feel free to send me a quick note at happypublishing@gmail.com. And enjoy today's show. I really had fun doing this interview. I know you're going to love it. Thanks. So hello and welcome. This is Erica Glessing, and you're going to have a blast today with my guest. You're on the Erica Glessing Show, where you receive 8 minutes of daily inspiration for entrepreneurs and lightworkers. And my guest today is both. She does design, she does books, and oh my gosh, she helps you find your purpose. I am so joyful to welcome Carol Ann DeSimine. How are you, Carol?
I'm great, Erica. Thanks so much for having me.
You know, what I love about the platform, this online platform for podcasting, is we get to make friends anywhere in the world. Doesn't it just kind of blow your mind sometimes?
Yeah. I'm all the way over here near Philadelphia, and you're on the other side of the country.
I know, and yet we seem like we're just hanging out, having a cup of coffee, right?
Yeah.
So, you built your program helping people to write a book in 90 days. And why don't you just tell us, my audience, I have a lot of authors who listen to my show. And some of them are authors whose books are kind of in various forms of infancy, like, caterpillar to butterfly. So what if someone's book is sort of stuck at caterpillar? What can they do?
Well, they can join my program, and I will tell them. No, really, wherever I get a lot of people who have a book, they want to, republish it. They've never had a book. They've never written a book. They don't know where to start, or they have all this information piled up and they don't know how to put it together. So what I say is, whatever stage an author is in, keep it simple. Because the biggest issue with writing a book, I think, is that it seems so overwhelming. Oh, right. Where do I start? Right. Where am I going to find the time? What do I include? And I have a small group now that I'm working with, and they're first-time authors, and they were at that same place. And, they knew they had a book in them. They're doing awesome. But what I told them, and I keep driving this home to them, is that this is your first book. People love short. People want about 100 pages. Wow. Today's reader doesn't want to read an encyclopedia of, A to Z on a topic. They really do want about 100 pages.
Well, so yeah, it's interesting to me about that. And you said that is when I look at like how we're monkey trained, right? So our culture monkey trains us. So Twitter and Facebook and Pinterest and Insta have monkey trained us to read things in short bites. Like everybody's getting their information in short bites now. And so that's fascinating that the book, because, I think really like 250 was probably the more popular number of pages even like 10 years ago.
Yeah, probably. And there are still those books out there, and I certainly don't limit anybody to, don't I don't ever say don't do more than 100 pages, but don't get yourself overwhelmed where you think you have to put everything but this kitchen sink in your first book, because the trend now too is to write your second book. Write your first book and then right away go and write your second book.
I'm doing my 35th book right now.
Yes, so you know what I'm talking about. But a first-time author who's got this big project in front of them, that's like music to their ears, right? Just keep the first one short, get it out there, figure out the process, get it marketed.
Yeah.
You know, of course, you know, we all want to be #1 bestsellers. So, but then think about writing your second book after that. So whatever you're not putting in this book, just set it aside for the next one.
What are some ways you can integrate a book in your life? Like, how can you integrate your book into your business?
Well, my book, Girlfriend, We Need to Talk About Your Brand, I created a program around it. So it's more of a workbook where you build your brand one step at a time. And so I created a program in a Facebook group and have people go through step by step. So that's one way. And I work mostly with entrepreneurs, not all, but 90% of the writers are entrepreneurs. Of course, your book is your calling card in a lot of ways. It's great to get you speaking engagements, media appearances, but it just gives you that extra layer of credibility. Like,
I love it, right? And that's really what I like to, I kind of see it as a breadcrumb, because then if you have programs that can be, a little bit more robust, a little bit more in depth, maybe you have a $2,000 program or an $1,800 program where you take people really through a process, then the book is really how they know that you can teach that. It's like your way of saying, hey, this is what I'm really capable of being a master in. And then it's so much fun to have a book be a breadcrumb to you, to your bigger teachings. I love it. So, yay! You're preaching to the choir, Carol Ann.
Yeah, I know. But hopefully your audience, will get value out of this and get their book going.
Yeah. So, maybe just what else would you like to share with the audience about what you do and what you're up to right now?
Well, I also, besides the book writing, that is, and when I figured out my purpose, it kept going back to that. So I also help women create businesses around their purpose, even if they don't want to write a book. And that shows up in many different ways, but I basically focus on online. But the biggest thing for me is my thing is to help women unleash their inner goddess, to play full out and fully expressed in a soul-aligned business, and to create something out of their purpose, whether it's a signature program, whether it's writing a book, whether it's holding a telesummit, whatever. It's really for more happiness. You're an expert on happiness.
Yeah.
So, right? If you're not fulfilling your purpose, most times you're not going to be happy. You're going to feel this void in your life.
Right.
And something's going to be tugging at you and calling at you to get out in a bigger way. And, really just follow that call. And that's what I'm here to do.
So thank you again for coming. For any of you who missed it, I'm with Carol Ann DeSimine. And Carol, how can we reach you and find out more?
Well, just go to my website. It's Align, Believe, Create, and Align is ALIGN, BelieveCreate.com. And you can grab and just reach out to me. You can email me. You can set up a 15-minute call. We'll get on the call and, chat. No charge, of course, and no obligations. And I also have a stages assessment. You should be able to grab that there. And that's a workbook and training where you can go and take it, and that's going to help you figure out your life purpose if you don't know it already.
Awesome. Thanks so much for coming.